Summer Games 2018, is it about to be announced with a fancy trailer? Are we going to get Hammond Ball? What is going on? Let's go crazy with wild speculation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Stylosa and welcome to the channel. Now, I'm sure you've seen this. This is the announcement video which went onto Twitter telling us the launch date of Hammond. Now, this is old news. However, this does show you Sao Paulo in the background. It also shows you Hammond. There is a connection here to be potentially made between Hammond and what could be a new Summer Games game mode. It could be Hammond Ball, maybe, with Lucioball, or a new Hammond type of map, or maybe Hammond just becomes the ball. We don't know, ladies and gentlemen. That's why this video is crazy, wild speculation. One thing we do know is that the Summer Games event should be literally on the horizon. We're expecting an announcement today, or at least at the very latest next week. Check this out, though. This is from Michael Chu, and he says the date you were looking for is July the 24th, hamster and a ball. What does that mean? Now, of course, this could mean nothing. It's hamster ball, that's Hammond's kind of emoji combination, I guess. But why would he tweet that? Why would he tweet that and tweet the trailer? Maybe it's because we are getting Hammond Ball as a fancy game mode, or Wrecking Ball, Beach Ball, Hammond, Lucio Ball. Very complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's take a look at the dates, and let's take a look at what happened in Summer Games in 2017. So the event ran from August the 8th to August the 29th. Now, if we look at the date today, it is the 31st of August. It is, of course, a Tuesday. These are the days where we expect Overwatch to tease us with new content. We expect new updates to hit the game. So it makes sense that after all of the Overwatch League stuff, which is now finished, we now go into the phase of teasing the next event, and then we get to play through the next event, and then we go forward into future announcements, whatever they could be down the line. Like, I think we go into World Cup, and then we go into other events. I think we get we get Halloween. Do we after Summer Games? Do we? Hang on a minute. What do we get after Summer Games? Yeah, we get Halloween Terror, don't we? Yeah, I'm sure we do. Yeah, we do, ladies and gentlemen, we do. Amazing. You'd think I'd know by now, but we do, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, the Summer Games brought a couple of new kind of things to the plate. Now, in 2017, we got Summer Games, and it was the first event of its kind, and it was the very first event in the game. Then we get Summer Games again, and it's the same event. Now, the problem with this is it was the very first recycled event, so how did Blizzard make it more interesting? Of course, we get new skins, we get new emotes, we get new, like, all of that stuff. That's good and that's fine. But I think the main meat of an event is what is the new seasonal brawl. And it was just Lucioball. But this time they decided to give us a new arena. The only problem is, this new arena was exactly the same as the old arena, it just had a different backdrop. In fact, it was Australian, because you had the Sydney Opera House in the distance, like a futuristic version of Sydney. It was okay, but it's still Lucioball. They did, however, introduce Lucioball ranked mode, so competitive Lucioball became a thing. They also made some other changes, like you couldn't boop enemy players away with your boop attack, and there were other balance changes that they made. Now, of course, this is all stuff that they learned from the event the previous year, and they made it a more kind of fully featured event. But the thing is, it was still Lucioball. It still wasn't pushing the game mode forward, if you get what I'm saying. It's not pushing the game mode forward as such, but giving us something new, something more interesting. When you look at the other events, I think this was probably the most lacking event, although it's probably not fair to say that, because remember, this was the first event with the very first mini seasonal competitive mode, so I'm sure they had to build all of that stuff and then add that into the game. So there's probably a lot of stuff going on that we didn't actually get to see, and that we've seen in future events, and that we see right now when you see all the special competitive modes. Like, I remember we had deathmatch, we had I think, did we have 3v3 limited elimination competitive and all of that stuff? So there are all of these mini competitive modes, and they're cool and they're super fine. However, Hammond Ball, this is the meat of the video. I think it would be kind of ridiculous if we didn't get a Hammond Beach Ball skin. Now, Hammond should get skins because it's his first event. Obviously, there are other heroes like Brigitte who will get skins in this event because they weren't actually around for this event last year. So that's going to be cool to see what they come up with that. Like, if we don't see like a surfboard shield Brigitte, that would be pretty ridiculous. But yeah. What do you think this could be, guys? Do you think Blizzard need to step their game up and give us completely different game modes? Do you think it's going to be enough if we just get Lucioball and Hammond is the ball and it's just called Hammond Ball? Do you think that's enough? Do you think there needs to be new types of sports? Because remember, this is supposed to be the Summer Games. This is supposed to be a celebration of, it's kind of like Overwatch's Olympics, right? But there's only really one mode we can play, and that's Lucioball. What about other heroes if we had like a Tracer assault course, or a Tracer, sprint, Tracer hurdles? Something like that I think would be really, really cool. Or even just use Lucio, but have different modes where Lucio has to do stuff. Like, I think what would be really cool is if we had a surf map. Now, these maps are things which are available with Counter-Strike, and it's about trying to master your movement, but it makes loads of sense with Lucio because he can wall ride. Imagine having to race other Lucios, and you could like attack the other Lucios as you were going around. Maybe not boot them because that would screw them up, but you could just fire and do damage. I don't know. It's going to be super cool to see what they come up with, but the fact is, I think we are going to maybe get an announcement today, or we get one next week. I'll be very surprised if we get nothing by next week. It is pretty much odds on. If I was a betting man, I'm going to say we're probably going to get something next week. Maybe we get something today, but the fact is Summer Games is next, and I want you guys to go crazy in the comments below and let me know what you want to see in terms of new skins, new items, new game modes. Do you think we're going to get Hammond Ball? I think we probably are. I think we're going to get a Beach Ball Hammond, but what other crazy skins could we potentially get? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, and remember, stay happy, ladies and gentlemen. It is the best way to be. I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.